Hi everyone, welcome to Enjoy English School. I'm Stephen.
I'm Minnie.
And today we're covering, for the date, April 3rd, pages 10 to 13, and the title is Spotlight on Taiwan.
那我们今天4月3号呢，我们会在第10到13页的部分，然后我们一样是深入台湾的主题。
The title is The Past and Present of Cigu Salt Field.
那我们的主题是七股盐田的过去跟现在。
So yesterday we learned a lot about Cigu Salt Field, right? Today we're going to learn about something called Cigu Salt Mountain. Right, so I'm very curious to find out more about that. Let's get started. North of Tainan is a white mountain that towers above its flat surroundings.
在台南的北部有一座高耸于四周平地之上的纯白山丘。
Right, so here at the very beginning we see north of Tainan. Another way you could say that is in northern Tainan, okay? Northern is N-O-R-T-H-E-R-N. It means the same thing. It's just in the north section of Tainan.
那在这边 north of 台南，我们可以把 north of 变成 in northern of。那用 northern 这个，
这个时候就没有 of in northern Tainan.
Oh, in
But
northern.
it's good to know that because a lot of people might make that mistake.
Okay, I thought I heard of.
In northern Tainan.
所以如果用 of 的话是 north of， 如果我们用 in northern 的话，我们就不用介系词 of 了。
And towers, 那如果是 tower, if it's the noun,
Yes.
it means what in Chinese?
高塔。
Yes, 高塔. But if it's a verb, it means it rises or it reaches a great height. And here we see the preposition above, right? So it's saying it's a lot higher than everything that is around it. Everything that surrounds it, 在它的周围 is flat. Okay, but a preposition we often hear that goes after tower as a verb is towers over everything. So it just, when we use this preposition, it gives the listener or the reader an image that this tower is very tall. It looks like it's towering over everything else.
那在 tower 这个字呢，它原本名词的意思的时候是高塔。那如果它变成动词的话，就会变成是耸立或者是站立在。那在我们这边的课文，它的介系词用 above， 感觉好像就是比大家都还要更高一层。但是通常它会用 over， 感觉就有一种俯瞰、从上往下的那种感觉。
对，有一种压力的感觉。你可以说一个人 towers over you， 就觉得他很高，然后给你一种压力的感觉。The mountain looks like it could be made of sand or snow, but it's actually made of salt.
那这一座山丘呢，看起来好像是由沙子或者是雪堆成的，但是它其实是盐巴堆成的哦。
Right, so made of A is 被 A 做出来的东西 okay? So made of sand or snow, but actually it's made of salt. So it's a mountain that is made of salt. It's composed of salt. Composed 跟 made of 是一样的意思。那 composed 怎么拼是 C-O-M-P-O-S-E-D, okay? Composed of salt.
组成。
This 6-story tall mountain is called Cigu Salt Mountain.
那这个6层高的山就被称作七股盐山。
Right, so 6-story, it doesn't mean like a storybook story.
不是故事。
Exactly, it means like it's tall, like 6 floors, okay? 6层 right? 那种感觉那么高 6-story tall mountain, and it's called Cigu Salt Mountain. I've never even heard of a salt mountain before.
Neither.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. It's located right next to the Taiwan Salt Museum.
那这个七股盐山，它就坐落在这个台湾盐博物馆的旁边 ，next to.
Right, so you can just say next to. It's located next to the Taiwan Salt Museum. But sometimes we add the word right just to emphasize it's right beside there. It's really close next to the Taiwan Salt Museum. So this right does not mean correct or it does not mean right, you know, on the right side. It means just it's emphasizing that it's right next to or right beside, B-E-S-I-D-E, the Taiwan Salt Museum.
那 right 这个字非常好用，我们写正确，我们可以说 correct， 我们可以说 you are right， 你是对的。那我们也可以说，turn left, turn right， 左转右转的右转也是 right。但在这边的 right 呢，它其实就是要讲刚刚好在它的正旁边，那我们就会用 right 来特别来当做强调。
Right, and here in this sentence, I could also take out located. I could say it's right next to the Taiwan Salt Museum. But located, this locate, the verb is just emphasizing where the location is.
那在这个句子呢，如果我们把 located 这个字拿掉，它也是一个完整的句子。但我们把它写上去了之后，就特别强调说它就是坐落在哪里的这个坐落的这个动词。
Exactly, and because it's the name of the museum, that is why Taiwan is capitalized because
地名。
地名, and then Salt Museum is part of the name, so that's why it is capitalized as well. These two attractions have made the area a popular tourist destination in recent years.
那这几年来呢，这两个景点呢，就让那个地区，也就是我们说台南的北部，成为热门的旅游胜地。
So you could also say a popular tourist spot. Okay, S-P-O-T, 一个点, okay? But destination is somewhere that everyone wants to go. It's the last stop for people to go to on their vacation, okay? So destination and spot can both be used. And here, attraction, let's talk about that word. Let's talk about the verb attract first.
吸引。
A-T-T-R-A-C-T 就是吸引 I attract you, you attract me. 我吸引你，你吸引我. So attraction as a noun is 这个东西, this thing. It could be a park, it could be a museum, it could be anything. Yes, as long as it attracts people to go there, that thing is called an attraction. It's also a word we use for rides at an amusement park. Okay, 一个游乐园, like a roller coaster or a Ferris wheel, those things are also known as attractions.
所以 attraction 这个字，它是从动词 attract 吸引来的，吸引很多人同时聚集在一个地方，或者是观看某处，我们就可以叫它 attraction.
All right,
也就是景点。
Let's take a short break. Yeah. There are lots of fun activities to do here.
那这边呢，有很多有趣的活动可以参与。
And here, lots of, you could also say there are a lot of. But if you add a in front of lot, then it's no longer a plural form. But both of these are okay. There are lots of fun activities to do here, or there are a lot of fun activities to do here.
那这边要特别注意 lots of， 如果你要用 lots 加了 s 就不能加 a。如果你要用 a lot of， 那 lot 后面就不加 s。
And this is something very difficult for a lot of Chinese-speaking friends because in Chinese, we don't have the difference between singular and plural form.
Yeah.
But if you're speaking English, you always have to remember try to use an English mentality while you speak English. If you use a Chinese mentality, it's going to be hard for you to put an S at the end of words. But if you think in English, oh, I'm going to be talking about more than one, so it has to be a plural form, which means I have to add an S. So that is a good way for you to start learning how to speak English and adding the S's to these plurals.
所以老师刚刚说我们要用 English mentality， 就是你要把你的脑袋切换成一个英文的模式。这样子，如果你去讲这个句子，因为我们要讲很多，所以那个 lots 就加上了 s， 感觉好像是一个复数的感觉。如果我们用一个 English mentality 英文思考模式去看的话，学英文起来就会更到地，更容易哦。
Let me give you a really small example, easy example. If I'm talking about one cat, it's going to be cat. But if I'm talking about 2 or 3 more cats, you have to add an S to that. But if you use a Chinese way, 你只是想猫，你就很容易会把这个 S 弄掉。但一开始如果你知道我要用英文学来讲，然后我要讲不只是一只猫的话，
加上 S，
一定要加 S 的。对，这是一个常常会犯的一个错误，但是其实很容易可以把它改掉的。So, at the Taiwan Salt Museum, visitors can learn about the conventional way of extracting salt from seawater through evaporation.
所以在台湾的这个盐博物馆里面，游客可以很清楚的了解，用蒸发的方式来从海水里面萃取出盐分，这样子就是一个非常传统的方式。
Right, so conventional way is another way to say like a traditional way. T-R-A-D-I-T-I-O-N-A-L. So conventional way of extracting salt. So that's like removing salt or taking salt away. So these are just different ways to say the same thing, the same action. Okay, so a lot of times in English, it's good to learn a lot of new words. Sometimes if you're overwhelmed because you're learning a lot of different words, I can understand if you want to use words like traditional way of taking salt away from seawater. But sometimes I encourage everybody to try to use new words because this is a perfect opportunity for you to learn a synonym, okay? A word that is alike and has the same definition, but you can't always say traditional. You gotta have different ways to say the same meaning.
那我们在这边讲到很多同义副词，有很多同学可能会觉得说，一样的意思，为什么不用我们常常看到的字？在这边呢，就跟大家讲，同义字啊，其实在写英文文章，就像中文文章，我们会有分级1到6级。I don't know if you know this in Taiwan, in Asia culture. 那如果我们要让我们的英文更进步，要让我们文章的深度更有的话，那我们就是用一些同义副词，不同的字来替代它。所以像在这边的 conventional， 它其实原本就是我们熟悉的传统的 traditional 这个字。然后呢 extracting 它其实就是萃取、提取，像我们刚刚老师讲的 take out 这个字。
Or remove. Okay? And here in this sentence, we also see they extract salt from seawater through evaporation. 那这个 through 中文再强调一次是什么意思？
我们透过蒸发来萃取，所以这个 through 就感觉是透过的意思。
Exactly. There's also a pool filled with salt water.
那这边呢，还有一个装满盐水的这个游泳池。
So this pool, it might not really be for swimming, right? But a lot of times when we have a very big container of water,
容器。
usually when it's not natural, sometimes it can be, but usually when it's not natural, we'll call that a pool of water, okay? And if we want to emphasize that it's for swimming, we will add the word swimming in front of pool. We would say swimming pool.
所以 pool 这个字很有趣哦，它其实就是一个很大的池子的一个感觉。那通常都是人造的，当然有一些情况我们自然生成的，我们也可以说是 pool， 但是通常是人造的。所以如果是拿来做游泳这个用途的池子、游泳池，那我们就会变成耳熟能详，我们讲 swimming pool 这个字。
Right, and then here we see the word salt water. It's one word. Okay, that's the water you get from the sea because it's salty. But if we're just talking about water that is salty, let's say that we put salt into drinking water, that is salty water, and that's two different words, salty, 然后第二个字 water.
那在这边 salt water 是盐水的意思，那这边我们就直接 salt water 一个字中间没有空格就可以完成了。但如果你是用外力把盐巴加进一个白开水里面，那这样我们就会说它是咸的水，我们就会用 salty 加了 y 那个字变成形容词 salty water。
The high level of salt in the water makes it next to impossible for swimmers to sink.
那水中高含量的盐分就使得这个游泳者几乎无法下沉 ，next to 几乎。
Right, so make something impossible 就是
使得什么事情怎么样
Right.
impossible 无法达成。
And here I want to bring attention to something. In the previous paragraph, we had it's located right next to the Taiwan Salt Museum. We were talking about the mountain, right? So 有一个 next to. And here in this sentence, we see water makes it next to impossible for swimmers to sink. These both have next to, right? But in the previous paragraph, we were talking about the mountain is right beside the Taiwan Salt Museum. The next to in this paragraph has a different meaning. Okay, it's not saying that it's beside something. It's saying that it's almost impossible. It's next to impossible. It's just another way to say almost impossible.
所以在这两段里面，大家可以看到有两个 next to。第一个 next to 很清楚明白，它就是在旁边的意思。但第二个 next to 可能大家就会稍微比较陌生一点，但其实我们大家都听过 almost 几乎，对不对？那这边的 next to 其实就是 almost 的意思，就是几乎怎么样。
If your tummy starts rumbling, there are delicious salt-themed snacks to feast on, including salted ice cream.
如果你的肚子开始咕噜咕噜作响，肚子饿了，那么也有各种以盐为主题的美味小吃可以让人大快朵颐。例如像是加了盐的咸冰淇淋。
Right, so tummy is another way to say stomach. It's a cute way to say it. Stomach is S-T-O-M-A-C-H, 就肚子嘛。Rumble 这个动词呢，就是有点咕噜咕噜咕噜那种声音 ，OK? And then salt-themed 就是咸主题的 ，alright? Snacks 一些的小点心 To feast on 也可以说 to eat， 但 feast on 感觉是大吃大喝那种感觉。然后 including salted ice cream， 那 salted 跟 salty 的有一个小小的差别 ，salty 只是说它是咸的。那 salted 是很像它是被加盐进去的，所以它是故意要加这个盐 salted ice cream. Okay, let's take a short break. After grabbing a bite to eat, you can get some exercise by climbing Cigu Salt Mountain.
那你在吃完东西享用美食之后，你可以攀爬七股盐山来稍微运动一下。
So here we see grabbing a bite to eat. You could just say after eating, you can get some exercise by climbing Cigu Salt Mountain. But in America, a lot of times when we tell a friend, hey, 我们去吃个东西吧, let's say, let's go grab a bite to eat. 我们去抓一些小简单的东西来吃一下吧, okay? So usually it's talking about eating like a light meal, something that's not too heavy. Okay, so grabbing a bite to eat 是这个意思. So next time you want to eat with a friend, you can say, hey, let's grab a bite to eat. Do you want to grab a bite to eat? Okay. You can also say, do you want to eat together? 也可以. You can get some exercise. 然后怎么样 exercise 呢 ？By climbing Cigu Salt Mountain. 那 climbing 呢就是爬嘛 ，right? Climbing 其实这个 b 是不念出来的哦，所以是 climbing.
Climbing.
假装那个 b 不存在。
Okay.
All right. When you reach the top, you can enjoy the breathtaking view and imagine how much work it took to make all of that salt.
所以当你 reach the top 抵达山顶的时候，你就可以好好欣赏四周壮丽的景色，然后呢，可以开始想象我们刚刚讲过的一些历史，对不对？这些盐到底要花费多少的功夫才可以得到？
Right, probably a long time and a lot of effort, right? Effort 的意思是什么？
就是努力。
努力 E-F-F-O-R-T takes a lot of effort. 平常会搭配那个动词 take, T-A-K-E. So when you reach the top of a mountain, you could also say when you get to the top of the mountain. But reach is just a verb that we use to kind of show like you're really like taking a lot of effort to get there, okay? You're reaching for it. 伸展要到达顶端。
Yes.
You can enjoy the breathtaking view. 这个形容词 breathtaking, 你可以用声音来表达吗？很像似乎把你的 breath, 你的那个口、你的气都已经拉走，因为太美了。你看到你看到一个很美的一个景，你会说
忘记呼吸，美到忘记呼吸的感觉。
And then 我们英文很喜欢讲 ，Oh my God, that's beautiful. Okay, it's breathtaking. 哇，我整个的 breath 都已经被带走，因为太美了。And imagine how much work it took. So imagine 的意思在中文是
想象。
你想象吗？想象 how much work it took to make all of that salt. Wow, it's really impressive to see a salt mountain. Before today, Minnie Lawson and I, we have never even heard of a salt mountain. So actually, after seeing this, I really want to give Cigu Salt Mountain a visit.
I always have like a image on my mind, of, like Fuji Mountain.
Like Fuji Mountain, but it's made of salts.
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go into the review. All right, Minnie, so what is the meaning of north of Tainan?
就是台南的北部。
And what's another way that we could say that?
In northern
Tainan. So what's the opposite then? What is like Tainan 的南部?
South of Tainan?
Or southern Tainan. Good. And what is the meaning of tower if it's used in a verb form?
就代表它是高耸。
So tower above everyone else or tower over everyone else, okay? If we're talking about a very tall person, he's towering over everybody else.
看着大家。
And what if it's a noun? 如果 tower 是 noun 呢？
就是高塔的意思。
And what if this mountain that we're talking about is made of salt? What does made of salt mean?
就是用盐做的。
Or we talked about earlier, composed of
组成。
salt. Good. And then the mountain is 6 stories tall. What does that mean?
代表它有6层楼高 story.
6-story tall, okay? And it's located right next to the Taiwan Salt Museum. Located, this verb.
坐落于。
Right? And then right next to.
正好在什么旁边？
Beside 另外一个方式. And this mountain, the Salt Mountain and the Salt Museum, they are 2 attractions. What are attractions?
观光景点。
And a lot of people come here because it's a popular tourist destination.
那 destination 就是一个目的地或一个景点的意思。
Very nice. And then as I mentioned before, I hope everyone will learn different ways to say different words.
Yes.
So instead of saying traditional, we can say the word conventional.
传统的。
And then instead of saying removing or taking away, we can use the verb extract.
萃取。
And then when water becomes air, it's
evaporation 蒸发
evaporation. Very nice. 动词是 evaporate. Okay, te 后面是 te. And then salt water is
盐水。
And if I'm hungry, my tummy might rumble.
那我的 tummy 就是肚子 belly 嘛，然后 rumble 就代表它有咕噜咕噜的那种声音，就是 rumble。
So I might want to feast on some food.
想要大快朵颐，大吃一顿。
Or if I'm not too hungry, I might want to grab a bite to eat.
就是吃一些小东西。
Good. And if I go to the top of the mountain, I might have a breathtaking view.
就代表很壮观、很令人屏息的风景。
Exactly. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
第12页，深入台湾，七股盐田的过去与现在。
The past and present of Cigu salt field. North of Tainan is a white mountain that towers above its flat surroundings. The mountain looks like it could be made of sand or snow, but it's actually made of salt. This 6-story tall mountain is called Cigu Salt Mountain. It's located right next to the Taiwan Salt Museum. These two attractions have made the area a popular tourist destination in recent years. There are lots of fun activities to do here. At the Taiwan Salt Museum, visitors can learn about the conventional way of extracting salt from seawater through evaporation. There's also a pool filled with salt water. The high level of salt in the water makes it next to impossible for swimmers to sink. If your tummy starts rumbling, there are delicious salt-themed snacks to feast on, including salted ice cream. After grabbing a bite to eat, you can get some exercise by climbing Cigu Salt Mountain. When you reach the top, you can enjoy the breathtaking view and imagine how much work it took to make all of that salt.